Hi there, my dear learners. I am Teacher Shira, and welcome to another English class with me. For today's lesson, we are going to learn about the different sources of information. Before we begin our lesson for today, don't forget to subscribe on my channel. Ring the notification bell for more updates. Like, share, and comment in this video. Because learning is bliss, learn with Teacher Shira. According to an article written at skillsyouneed.com, as a learner, being able to research and use materials which back up your study or offer different interpretations of your study area is an essential aspect of studying and learning. Primarily, you need to be aware of where to look for information, how to access it, and how to use it. It is important to scrutinize your sources to check whether they are relevant, suitable, and reliable. Oftentimes, we may think automatically that academic textbooks are the only primary source of information when we are engaged in a formal study program or simply researching for our assignments and projects. This may be true, but there are actually a lot more. That's why in this lesson, you are expected to compare and contrast contents of materials viewed from different sources of information. Now the question is, what are those different sources of information that we are going to talk about in this lesson? How reliable is it? And where can I find it? Here is the answer. Information can come from different sources such as print materials, broadcast materials, and online materials. Let us discuss each of the sources one by one. Let's start with print materials. Print materials are consisted of all written and printed materials. Examples of these resources are printed versions of textbooks, workbooks, reference books, magazines, newspaper, and journals. Here are some examples. How about the broadcast materials? Broadcast materials are resources transmitted to public through radio and television. Public service announcements, daily news, weather forecast, interviews, documentaries, comedies, movies, sports, and advertisements or commercials are typical examples of broadcast materials. These are some examples. Lastly, we have here the online materials. Online materials are learning resources that are made available online. Common examples of online resources are blogs or vlogs, podcasts, audiobooks, ebooks, videos, mobile apps, web pages, even social media, and emails or electronic mails. Here are some of the examples. Remember, my dear learners, in accessing online materials, we must be careful and vigilant with the authorship, credibility, and authenticity of the internet documents, since some of the sources may contain unverified information. With the use of various sources of information, You may now compare and contrast the information viewed from print, broadcast, and online platforms. Take note that the skills on comparing and contrasting are necessary in enriching your knowledge and finding reliable and credible sources of information. To wrap up our lesson, let us have a quick recap. Information can be acquired using any of these materials or sources: print materials, broadcast materials, and online materials. Print materials are any written and printed materials, whereas broadcast materials are the one that we hear on radio or see on televisions. On the other hand, online materials are informations that are made available using the internet. Now it's time for a quick activity. Compare and contrast two fast food restaurants from TV, radio, or printed advertisements that you have watched before. Note down the details and list down their similarities and differences. Use a Venn diagram, then write a paragraph employing the comparison and contrast style. Use appropriate signal words. Write your paragraph in your notebook. You can pause in this section so that you can answer this activity. That is all for today, my dear learners. I hope you have learned something. Thank you and God bless.